It's me, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, sports traveler. No one in the world has seen basketball on 5 continents. I'll be eating my brains in Africa next month. I see the basketball after the league. I'll see basketball on 6 continents. If they start playing basketball in Antarctica, I've already been there. I'll go back and watch basketball. I'm with Tyran, the pride of Lamar University, who just won a game tonight for Legia Warszawa. Basketball, Poland. Let's find out about it. Now, how long have you been playing for this club here in Warsaw? Holy cow! Brand new. He's like me. He's a new arrival. Now, where did you come from?
I was in Taiwan.
Taiwan. All right. Now, is this the first time you played in Europe, or have you played in Europe?
I've been playing in Europe
9
9 years.
years. So was the Taiwan kind of a strange thing to come back?
No, I was in Israel at the start of the season, but the war broke out.
Of course.
So I went to France for 2 months, young friends, and went to Taiwan.
Woo! World traveler. Israel because of the war, France, Taiwan, and now you're here. So did they basically hire you for a playoff run, so to speak? For the second half of the season? How would you describe it to the fans in America? Like, what's going on here? He's all over it.
Oh, no, the situation in Taiwan changed because you have 3 foreigners.
Okay. There we go.
But they had a local foreigner who got hurt, so they needed a foreigner for basically paid me to leave.
How about that? They paid you to leave?
Yeah.
Listen, basketball great. Now, tonight was like a relegation game. Tell us about that. Is that what it was? What was tonight's game? Just a regular league game?
Tonight is a regular league game, but we're in like the 7th spot, 8th spot, and we need to win every game to get into stay in the playoffs.
Okay, so I misunderstood. So tonight was a key game to get in the playoffs. Maybe with the language translation, Polish and English, I thought it was some kind of regulation. Up or down, 2nd division, 1st division. Has nothing to do with that. Playoff push. Now, this team, are they a rival or not really? Do you usually play them in the early season?
No, we only play every team 2 times, but I don't think it's a rival game.
Yeah. So this is because it's a Friday night, 5:30 start, a very unusual early start. Usually the gym is more packed, sometimes for a bigger game.
Yeah, bigger games.
Okay, okay.
It's going to be a spectacle.
Whoa, hang on 1 second. Almost had a tripod malfunction, unlike the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake malfunction. Now, back at it here. How many years total have you been playing professional basketball outside the U.S.? No captain left Lamar, you get paid for it. About
9 years.
9 years. So this guy's a veteran. And how many years did you play at Lamar?
Just 1 year.
1 year. Did you play it before that? Did you transfer?
I was at junior college for 2 years, and I went to Lamar for 2 years, but I lost 1 year.
Okay, where did you play your JUCO?
At Vincent's University. Vincent's University.
Vincent in Indiana, the pride of Indiana. So 2 years at Vincent, transfers to Lamar, played 1 year there. And then where was your first pro ball? Where did you play your first pro ball?
I started out in 3rd Division Spain.
3rd Division Spain. Now, what's that like? Is the fans rabid there, or is it pretty quiet for 3rd Division Spain?
It's quiet, but I win the championship for our first year and move up in my career where I get to play in the 1st division.
Wow, okay, so let's do a brief recap of where you played. Have you played in Africa? Not yet. He hasn't played in Antarctica. Nobody has, okay? Has he played in Asia? He played in Asia. Taiwan. Any place else? Or is that pretty much it? So mostly, and you played in South America at all?
No, but most of my career I played in France.
In France. So he's a European veteran. So we've got Poland, we've got France. Where else have you played in there? Spain, Switzerland. And that's it. Well, that's only it. It's just 4. That's it. Right.
5 years in
Wow. Now, were you in the League 1 in France, or 2 or 3?
Started out in League 2, in League 3, then go to League 2, and then go to League 1.
How about that? Let's get this guy, Varno. You have just been improving as you go. 3, 2, 1. Is it hard to? Is there a language barrier sometimes, and a cultural barrier when you first get to a new country and you're trying to assimilate teammates, get to know where you're living, getting around? Was it hard at the beginning for you?
It's not hard for me because I came from Jamaica to the U.S.
Interesting. I thought I detected an accent. Yeah, man. So where were you born in Jamaica? Kingston. And of course, because I am the GOAT, I've seen basketball in Kingston at the outdoor courts there, right next to the National Stadium where Usain Bolt statue is and all the other great statues. Okay. So, where'd you play high school ball?
I went to Tivoli Gardens High School.
Tivoli Gardens, yeah?
Lattibeaudiere Gardens. It's a very known, ghetto, rough area.
Tell us?
Kingston.
Jamaica Mon. So you're in this high school ball in Jamaica, and then you got recruited to come to Vincennes in the U.S.
Yes.
How about that? Now, had that been your first time ever in the United States when you came to play hoop?
Yes.
Was that a cultural assimilation for you?
Yes, it was a very culture shock because I wasn't used to organized basketball. I used to go to practice. On the island we don't have organized.
Yeah, I experienced that.
But once I got here, for like the first year, I had culture shock, adjusting. I didn't have this American accent. It was dark.
I bet.
So,
His language has improved tremendously too. And we're talking about what? 12 years ago now? Maybe 10 years ago?
11,
Yeah.
So that's
a long time.
13 years ago.
Yeah, well, this cat is a veteran. Good for him, man. That's awesome. Final question for you. Thank you for your time. I'm very grateful. Because what we're doing is we're just basically educating Americans about basketball. Now, I know everybody knows about EuroLeague, right? Top league outside of the NBA. After the EuroLeague, what is the top most competitive league that you play, would you say?
French.
The top
French
league
or
in French?
Champions League.
Okay, which when you were with the French team.
Yeah.
Now the Champions League, my understanding is it's kind of like how soccer works here, right? Where you're among the best in Europe, right? And you compete against other teams in Europe.
So it's below the EuroLeague.
It's just below the EuroLeague. So he played, the easiest way to describe this is you got the NBA, the EuroLeague, and this gentleman here played in the Champions League with the team in France.
A lot of people, for now, they say the Champions League and it's like Eurocup. Those two teams, they're fighting for second spot.
So Champions League and Eurocup would be more or less equal. But the point is, around the world, it's safe to say that at the highest level, you played in the third best basketball league in the world at some point. Okay, and thank you for sharing that perspective. Two final questions, I promise. This is it. I know you love Poland, I know you love your team, and you've got it. But based on the competitive nature of here, where would you put Poland against like the French league, the Spain league? Is it maybe a notch down?
It's a little bit below.
Okay.
Because the Spanish league is more talent and it's more IQ. Here, there are some talent, but it's not overall. The overall league is not as talented as the Spanish league. Spanish league, you can lose at any night and win at any night because all the teams are that good. Even the last place team.
Very interesting observation. And if you watch my videos when I went to Australia and talked to a lot of Americans that play in the top league in Australia, it's the same over there. When I was over there, this team that was in last place, Adelaide, was hosting Melbourne United. And Melbourne United was in first, Adelaide was in the cellar, and Adelaide won that night. And I talked to a gentleman named Trey who played at San Diego State. He also played in Bosnia and all other places, and he said, yep, that's kind of like that. So what you're describing in Spain, kind of like Australia, whereas here, maybe there's a separation in the half and the half-nots, and the quality is a little bit lower.
Yeah, quality of players, because even in this league, Spanish league is much more faster and a lot more IQ. Even in French league, it's faster and athleticism, a lot more talent also.
Thank you for sharing that. So final question, I always ask this if you've noticed my videos. First of all, thank you for your time and congratulations on the length and longevity of your career. That's awesome. What would you say at this point is your proudest moment? It could be anything in the basketball. What's your single to date, your proudest moment?
Ability to get jobs.
Wow, how about that? A very interesting answer. It's not a championship, it's a livelihood answer. Keep playing the game you love. I like that answer. And
because I've been in Israel, France, and then Taiwan down here. Like as soon as I finish the job, I get offered another job. So I'm grateful for the ability to get a job.
Yeah, and you know what? Having watched you from afar during this game and watched you with the other media members, I think your totality of your experiences growing up in Jamaica in a rough part of town, having a dream to play basketball in the United States, realizing that dream, and then not taking it for granted and then being able to play abroad in the Middle East, in Europe. I mean, I think you should be very proud of yourself, not just from the basketball perspective, but how you've grown as a person. And I would say one of the things that I've noticed from my own travels, as a journalist, not as an athlete, is when you travel, you have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible. You have to be open-minded. I always say, when I visit a country, I am a guest in their house. Just like someone comes to the U.S., you're a guest in our house. So if someone comes to my house, someone should ask, hey, would you like me to take my shoes off so I don't get dirt on your carpet? Well, thank you for asking. It's that kind of a deal. But I think what we have in common, and most travelers have in common, if they're open-minded and adaptable and flexible, is you learn more about yourself, how to solve problems, and the gratefulness of this world, be able to watch hoops on 5 continents, and this cat play hoops. So thank you so much for your time, brother. The pride of Jamaica Mon, Kingston, where they play hoop there. Watch my Jamaica videos. We'll see you in the next one. It's the GOAT, over and out from Poland.